So game week 2, it's match of the day challenge, and I'm in Letchworth, which is about 15 minutes from Az's. Don't know any of the scores. It's more 5:30. Had a little wobble at the station because a guy managed to get the Spurs game on his phone, and I could see a picture of Richarlison on the bench. That's all I know so far. And of course, by now, I imagine Haaland has already wrecked my game week and possibly my season, because that's normally how the match of the day challenges go. But I'm not going to find out yet. First, we meet Az at the restaurant in about an hour, and then back to his to go through the agony of watching match of the day. Why you all watch the pain that Az and I go through. Probably me, because it normally is me, but I can only hope this time is better. You'll know, of course, because you'll be watching this after the event, and you've probably watched it back on the channel. So yeah, it's just the unknown for me. I'm very nervous, a little bit excited. I guess excited is the wrong word. Past history says I'm not going to enjoy it. See you on the other side.
Why am I nervous?
You won't miss him.
Come on.
That's one.
Come on.
Here he goes. He's gonna.
Oh no.
He's gonna ruin everything for me. There we go. It was going so well.
3,000 watching.
No.
That is peak match of the day.
Well, there we go. Possibly the most predictable hat-trick the Premier League have ever seen. 7 shots, 1.01 XGI in the end for Haaland. He was triple captain by 477,000, I think it was, to return 51 points. That's the most triple captains a player has ever earned in a single game week. So Premier League history set by Haaland yet again. What do I take from that? It's not too bad. It didn't ruin my game week, as you'll see as this video unfolds. I did okay. And if you tuned into the epic Saturday match of the day challenge, thank you first of all for supporting us on that. Really successful stream. But secondly, you would have seen that I went through a roller coaster of emotion throughout that show. But yeah, I mean, as for City, I mean, they went behind to an early Ipswich goal, but then rallied as expected, and Haaland did the damage. De Bruyne had a very good game, 1.46 XGI overall, 4 shots, 4 chances created, but we won't be looking to him until really the Champions League kicks in and we know more about rotation. As it was, Foden didn't turn up, illness took him out of the squad, so he's not a factor yet. So those 2 players at 9.5 could be City options, but not yet, and right now it's just all about Haaland, isn't it? Elsewhere though, Lewis is interesting. He was my transfer in, I brought him in to replace Quansah. And how he didn't score with that shot that hit the bar, I mean, I don't know what the XG on that was, but it was pretty high. He had 11 touches in the penalty area though, getting forward a lot. That's as many as Haaland in the game. And I do think he's nailing down that spot. I mean, at the moment, I just can't see Walker getting back into the side for what Lewis brings. Not sure if I'm going to start in game week 3, but certainly he's a very handy to have at 4.5 with at the moment looking like his first choice for Pep. 2-0 to Arsenal, another Saka return, but it was far from routine. Again, they needed Raya to help them get the 3 points with a magnificent stop from Watkins, and he came out with maximum bonus, which you're just not expecting this from Raya, were we? We were expecting like 2 pointers or 6 pointers with clean sheets, but 8 in the first game week, 10 in the second. I mean, if you went an Arsenal defender over Raya, you've got to be looking at maybe doubling up when Arsenal's fixtures get even better, which they will. Goals-wise, Trossard and Partey were the scorers, non-event from an FPL terms. Just the one return for Saka. Havertz got the 90 though. More indication that he's going to be someone that we can consider, although Jesus has the injury at the moment, so perhaps that clouds the issue. As for Villa, Watkins missed 2 big chances, 0.87 XGI on the day. Too early to go for him, I think, because again he was subbed on just over the hour mark. So although Villa's fixtures are now outstanding for the next 4, I'm going to hesitate a bit, maybe look at him from game week 4 onwards rather than go straight in, because at the moment Morgan Rogers looks like he can cover it. A 5 million midfield option. I think he had 3 shots, 2 chances created, again very lively. And unless you go Bailey, he looks the best coverage for Villa's next 4, which we definitely want to get on, no doubt about that. Another option that could be interesting is Nedeljkovic. Got that right the second time. Cash got an injury in the game, and we're not sure how long he's going to be out for, but Nedeljkovic, a 4 million option, looks likely to come in at right back for Villa, so it's a wait and see on the Cash injury. But if you need to move to a 4 million defender, maybe you've got that Brighton fella. What's the one? As was going on about him. Maybe if you got him still, Barco of course, Nedeljkovic could be a route out. So Son with the brace in the 4-0 against Everton. I mean, that really did save my game week. And when I look back, the irony is, Conte getting subbed in that first game at Ipswich meant that he was my transfer ahead of Game Week 2, when actually going into the season my plan was Son to Foden in Game Week 2, so maybe I've got Conte to thank for that. That's FPL for you, luck already for me. But yeah, Son with the brace, helped by no small part by Pickford's calamitous error for the first goal and then Van der Ven's surge for the second. Pretty routine win, well, a very routine win for Spurs. Interesting because Son played down the middle with Solanke injured, of course. We don't know if Solanke's going to come back for the Newcastle game, but I was quite surprised to see Son play down the middle because pre-season he'd been played out on the left and Kulusevski had come into the central role. But actually what Ange did was he seemed to play Kulusevski and Maddison as 2 10s behind Son, and then gave a debut to Odobert on the left and played Johnson on the right. So very attacking, I guess, against a team he thought he could beat. I guess that's fair enough. And so they did 4-0. As for Everton, 8 big chances conceded already this season. The defensive resolve that we hoped would be there just isn't. And Mikalenko, the popular 4-5 in their ranks, already suffering a price drop. So Brighton got the late win over United with the João Pedro goal, which obviously I was delighted with as an owner. Didn't expect him to be on the pitch, to be honest, at that stage in the match, but he's not getting subbed early, which is a real surprise. Obviously there's some concerns on his X-Mins coming up given the sign-ins that Brighton have made. Matt O'Reilly as well, very good player coming in. Where will Pedro go? Maybe he'll take the 9 slot, but Welbeck has started with 2 in 2. 1.13 is XGI from this game, and only Haaland's got a greater XGI over the 2 games so far, so Welbeck's been flying, and I think he's got a price rise as well. The story for United is about Bruno. I think 3 chances created, including the big chance created for Garnacho, which went in off Zerki and then got disallowed. Very unfortunate, I guess, for Bruno owners who really have struggled. He's top for XGI across all midfielders without any returns so far, and potentially facing a price drop this week. Another midfielder like that is Eze, again popular with many FPL managers going into the season. He had, I think, 5 shots, 2 chances created in the game. But they ran out a defeat 2-0 for West Ham with Bowen and Souček getting the goal. Souček is one to look at actually. 8 shots, all in the box, more than any other midfielder so far. West Ham's fixtures aren't strong enough yet, but Souček along with Bowen could yet play a part in our season. He's 5 million, of course, another midfielder in that mix. As for Eze, I don't know. I mean, it looks like he, like Bruno, is going to suffer a price drop, but Palace have got really strong fixtures to come. Game week 3 is tough, but from game week 4 they've got a really good run, and I think managers will be looking at Eze at that point. So if you've got him, perhaps hold him, and luck will surely turn at some point. One midfielder who is delivering is Emil Smith-Rowe. Got the goal in the 2-1 win over Leicester. Subbed again on 69 minutes, but I'm not worried about his fitness. He's building that up, and Marco Silva's acknowledged that. Him and Robinson were the real stars of that performance from Fulham. Robinson coming out with the assist and some bonus from 2 chances created. And he was unlucky. He could have got another assist, but Muniz missed one of several sitters. In fact, Muniz, who was obviously the popular signing going into the game week after Solanke's injury, got a load of new owners. He had 7 shots on the day, all in the box, more than any other forward. And in fact, 9 shots for the season is second only to Haaland now, and yet he's missed them all. I read today, Neil wrote an article on Scout that he's had from 33 shots in the box. he's failed to score from his last 33 shots in the box, that is, which is incredible. So and there's talk that, is he a confidence player? He had that run last season, but he has really struggled. But with Fulham's fixtures still strong, he's still a popular target, and I can see why. As for Leicester, yeah, away from home, they put up more of a fight than I expected, actually. I'm obviously know Cooper well, a low block. They scored the goal to wipe out the clean sheet, but again, couldn't get the points. And as for Cooper's old side, my Forest, of course, we went to Southampton, got a very welcome 1-0 victory. Gibbs White with a goal. I need him to get more goals this season. He definitely needs to add that to his game, and he popped up with a winner. 3 chances created, I think 2 shots as well. And obviously he is the standout for Forest, but Elanga and Hudson-Odoi also created 4 and 3 chances in that game as well. I think Forest racked up something like 2.45 XG in total. And interesting as well, restricted Southampton to just 0.14. Southampton really do, at the moment, it's perhaps a bit early, but Southampton, with the amount of chances they're conceded and the lack of goal scoring threat they've got, I mean, Armstrong seems to be anonymous so far. Yeah, with that lack of threat up front and the number of chances they're conceding, are they going to be the early whipping boys? Could be. Semenyo, again, the standout for Bournemouth in their 1-1 draw with Newcastle. Unfortunate not to win the game with that VAR decision at the end. But Semenyo, 7 shots, 5 in the box. He's totally XGI now. He's second only to Bruno among midfielders. And I guess we were kind of sceptical with Evan Nielsen coming in, where Semenyo would play. He did play out on the right, but the performance against Newcastle underlined that even though he's not playing as that central striker, he's got to be someone we consider. And it's Everton next, so in a good run of fixtures for Bournemouth, Semenyo at 5-5 could come into our thinking, and deservedly. Newcastle, for me, at times just went missing in this game and looked really sluggish. They did rally at the end and got the equaliser, then perhaps did deserve the draw overall. But Isak, 5 shots, I mean, he stood out for them, but it wasn't a great performance from Newcastle. I'm now beginning to doubt whether to hold him, and I'm looking ahead at transfers, and Watkins is a player I want, and to be honest, at the moment, Isak is probably going to be my route to get him, because Newcastle just aren't really impressing me. Doesn't really look fluid for them. Gordon got the goal and his owners will hold him, but yeah, I need a bit more time to assess Newcastle, I think. Then the other game on Sunday, before we talk about Liverpool, was of course Chelsea, and 6-2 thrashing of Wolves, and Palmer coming in with a goal and 3 assists, getting our attention before I expected, really. We knew it was coming. We knew that Palmer was going to be a factor in our seasons, and he's arrived now with that. Madueke, hat-trick. Can we consider him as well? Well, with the fixtures, maybe, but the biggest impact Madueke has had is the fact that Nkunku is now on the bench, and his minutes are really in question. After the European appearance in midweek, I expected him to start at Wolves, but he didn't, and it just underlines the options that Maresca's got, and Madueke now is one of those and is in form. So I can see why people are holding Nkunku, even through the price drop, given Chelsea's fixtures. But there's got to be real concern now that he can deliver on that potential at 6-5. His time will come in the season, but maybe it's just not now. Maybe we just need more time to see what Maresca's strongest starting 11 is. Another 2-0 win for Liverpool, and again, Jota and Salah with the returns. They find a way, don't they? I mean, it was a fairly routine day for Arne Slot's side. Brentford didn't put up too much opposition, and Liverpool took their chances in the end. Diaz was the standout, I guess. 1.07 XGI, also 3 shots. He matched Jota, or he matched Salah for shots. But Diaz, I don't know if he's going to be a factor in our season, because while Jota's in the side, he's got to be the weapon of choice if you're not going Salah, or maybe if you do have Salah as well. Both Diaz and Jota got subbed on 72 minutes, and that's going to carry on. But as long as the starts are there, I don't think that's too much of a concern, given the value that Jota could offer. But obviously we've got to see when the Champions League kicks in. Darwin, edging back to fitness, could yet be a factor, and Gakpo was there as well. Both of them came on. Salah got subbed on 82, but still found a way to get his goal. Trent was also subbed as well, much to his disdain, but again, 4 chances created, and his XGI over the season is already miles ahead of any other defender. I think he's going to justify that £7 million price tag. Talk of Robertson as well, did get forward well, could get on the end of things and could offer some goals, but I just think for the chances created and therefore the BPS, Trent justifies that extra million. But Robertson could be worth a look if you want to double up on that Liverpool defence, and it is 2 clean sheets in 2. And in fact, Liverpool are top of the XG for teams, top of the XGC for teams as well. So best attack, best defence. Perhaps it was predictable given the start, Ipswich and Brentford. But even so, it's promising signs for slot side, that's for sure. Yeah, Brentford will have easier days than Sunday at Anfield, that's for sure. And in fact, they've got easier games to come. I'm looking at their fixtures from Gameweek 6 and really liking what I see. And it makes me wonder whether I can get moved to Mbumo. Of course, should be on pens. Is there a talisman, I would say, without Tony there? I just don't know if I can find a midfield slot for Mbumo because it's so competitive in those positions. We've got so many options with, you know, we talked about Palmer already coming to the fore now, and I just think that the midfield slots are so precious. So it's made me look at Wissa, and that's a transfer I've made already this game week, heading into game week 3. Brentford have got Southampton in game week 3. I really like that for the reasons I've already said. I think Southampton are shaping up to be the most likely whipping boys of the promoted team so far. And I think Brentford will win that comfortably, and Wissa could be in amongst the goals as we've seen already this season. So Solanke's gone for me already. I know you're saying, early transfers, Mark, why have you done that? You've got League Cup games in midweek. I hear you, but I've started the season well, 245k, and really happy with that. And I just want to remain front foot. I want to remain aggressive. That's the way I like to play. And I'm not going to change. I wanted to catch the price rise on Wissa, which I think will happen tonight. And also I just wanted to avoid any potential drop for Solanke. We think he's locked. And I think that's right, because you go from being red flagged down to amber. I think you're locked for 5 days and you're locked for 10 days if you go from red to available. So don't take my word on that, but I think Solanke won't drop yet. But we've got the Newcastle game. If he doesn't appear in that, or if he blanks in that, then we've got the 2-week break, then we've got Arsenal. So Solanke's price is dropping, and I don't really expect him to turn up at Newcastle. So he's gone for me. Wissa in, front foot, really aggressive, going for a big rank after a good start. I'll see you on BlackBox on Wednesday. We're recording earlier in the week because I'm off to a music festival. I'm going to take this camera to that. Hopefully I can record while I'm there. We'll see if I can get that done. If not, I'll see you on the next one in a couple of weeks. Don't forget to subscribe to BlackBox, of course, and hit the likes on this. See you next time. Lost. I don't know where. Yeah, I don't think I can find my way out. Which way did you go? Yeah. Okay. I don't know where I am. I'm in the middle of nowhere. I've just been walking and talking and not where I'm going. All right. I'll have. What can I see? I can see trees.